Touching lives.
Life in rural communities is difficult, and most people struggle to earn a living and have a decent life. It is even more difficult for the aged to survive, especially if they're single and don't have support from their family. Mama Mercy is barren and has suffered most of her life as a result of rejection by her family and her community. She's struggling to look after herself and her sister's son that was left with her. Airtel went to see how we could touch their lives.
The most basic requirements of life are a place to sleep, food, and water. But food and water is often scarce in rural communities, making the youth and especially the elderly much more vulnerable. What can be done to help the elderly that are living in remote areas of Nigeria?
This community is located outside Port Harcourt City, and life here is very unbearable because much of the occupation of the people living here is farming, and the people who farm here just for the family, for livelihood. I don't live in this community anymore. I live outside here. So sometimes when I travel in here and I meet my grandmother's sister, she will be telling me all these stories, how she's being intimidated, and sometimes beaten, her fruits being taken, a woman that doesn't have anything. And when I got to know about this program, I then decided to nominate her so that she can have some help. She's alone, she's barren, she has humiliations and intimidations.
Dabe kara mesi bia mba be me bon no abiru go some be bu ane gagbinwi kon elewi nun elewi aluga bia boni tanga ke badam we akpe I don't know what nun elewi.
No, in our tradition, if you have not married, you give birth. When you get married, you don't go with the baby to your husband's home. So the boy is with her adopted child.
Da bekara no bare Sunday. Da kado da dekbeni. Ne mendaka la lubuwa. Sumbelu mi don da ka bemme be talking. La no ndelek me ga yiribane. Elo katowa.
So nung ele winya ke be ko winda ka me akiwa bedam asunya ke me bieba amunya ke de bugbene sopa gbene tanga.
The boy was not able to finish his secondary school because of lack of money. She's a subsistence farmer and even doesn't have the farm to farm. If you look at the house she's living, the house has fallen, it's collapsing. Some of the fruit she planted as a garden, sometimes when she comes back, the other side have taken it, and when she asks of it, she might be humiliated or be intimidated or be beaten sometimes.
Me kan deniya aba mo ga bi ga do me wuya kan na ele yiriba e to pa ga si ni siana adi so si ni ele ta inu me ba be yiriba ni sa sin to pa ele sin pi ni ga da ele ke di ga ye si to tin to no na e mo wuya na ele ti ni yiriba da no ele ba yiriba ni te ku kwa do na adi.
This old woman with this little boy who was not able to finish his secondary school because of lack of funds. She doesn't have money to train him, and herself doesn't have any farm to farm. She doesn't have food to eat. So life becomes so very unbearable for them. So they really need the help to have a shelter where she can live, and the boy who has a brighter future, but there's lack of funds to train him so that in turn, he will look after this woman. So I think she needs help so that she can cope up with life.
We are corner. We are ya. Mesa na ele ni yiriba meni. Kwa si topa. Isi sikuru. Isi ba yiriba ni sa ele kuri. Ele gi ye tin kan. So to no. Kun toto we na elegiri ba eti ni kwa na di bebe ibe ga sin ni ele ku don kwa to se asisi kuru sa ele ku ele ba ni sa asisi kuru lu me ele ku do ituma no to e se ba ni ku me to ito lo to si mo gi ton
bada dana to ya so bala le wa ya bul de ton de sa gbe don na galo an ko lo kan sa su yele no so ana ge school so alenu nyele bane lo wa ndogo nye ya nyele bane gbodo bana elenu me subala yele bane da so abala yele bane da so da elenu nye me am nye me walo e matongo nye me ga wa elodo so bare ayele bawane.
Wow, it's one thing to experience such hardship, but to be ostracized by your family and community is something no one ever prays or hopes for. Join me as I welcome to the studio Mama Mercy and her 2 grandnephews. Welcome to the program. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Mama, I want to just ask you, how does it feel to be outcast by your family, where you don't have any family anymore?
ana nyame ana le no ana iro nyeme
So Sunday, I want to ask you, if you had the opportunity to do something for Mama, what will you do for her?
So ndame lelo within a time of a year muna. So ndame lelo so ndamu madenu nyeribane mare alo because so si be retire so si be retigun dedo pepe we ba amuna nage ne so me eleji nuwa ya lontele be nyeribane.
James, I know that you nominated them as well, and you've watched her go through so much. What is it like watching someone who's this old, you know, going through that much and people beating her, saying really, really horrible and, you know, demeaning things to her? What is it like just seeing that happen?
Actually, I grew up to see her as my grandmother. That is her, because my own very grandmother, I do not see her. So she's taken as my grandmother, mostly because she doesn't have any son.
Yeah.
I am very close to her,
Okay.
very close. So she will be telling me all this news and I will not feel good about it. I used to feel that if this woman has a son or a daughter,
Yeah.
I think people would have not taken her to that extent. That even some pawpaw trees, they will plug it. She's the one who planted it. They will plug it, and when she will ask, they will tell her where is her portion in this home. And I sometimes grieved at it.
Thank you so much for talking to us, sharing with us.
Thank you.
I think you're a very strong woman and you don't deserve any of the humiliation or suffering because, I mean, just look at the 2 boys next to you shows that you are a mother to so many.
She's thanking you.
All right. It's not going to stop there because Airtel wants to support you and touch your life. Just make life easier for you. All right? So what we are going to do, Airtel is going to construct 1-bedroom bungalow apartment for you. And they will be giving you 60 plastic chairs and 10 plastic tables.
Thank you. Mango ya. Mango bari do ya. God, I do ya. E banu ba kan sini ya. E ba kwado ne, me nyemi ayu mendo wa ya. E banu aba ko ya, me nuta ga gbe wa do ne gini da. Mendo wa ya. Do wa thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. We're also going to give you 2 small canopies.
Okay.
How does she feel?
Abiadwa, so Abiadwa, lo?
Nyemi It's about kwado me nyemi ayu
Okay. She's very, very glad. She's very happy. She said she doesn't know that in her life, this kind of a thing will happen to her. That she's very, very excited. As you guys can hear her, she's saying thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining Airtel Touching Lives. Be sure to join us again as we celebrate people that are making a difference right here in Nigeria.
Thank you, Jesus.
Bari oya.
Thank you, Jesus.
Konga gwigo ba sitan ne do ba siaba. Konga go ngwine ayire ba ne do ba ayire ba. Oro bari. Da do na ge edo go da wado yado. Oro do na ge wado yado. Come me nu ban do ne me ne e ge. Me ne e ba ya do bo ya.
Take your life, I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light, I'm gonna make a difference.